Hello, my sweet and precious children. We are my 8th graders following along Saxon Algebra 1/2. We're going to be talking about lesson 23 today. These are unit multipliers. Guys, this is a really tough lesson. I have a lot of kids that really struggle with unit multipliers. So I really want you to pay attention with these ones, okay? You must be taking notes right now and writing those guys down. For your notes, you're going to want to write a couple of things down. First, 12 inches equals 1 foot. 12 inches equals 1 foot. Another one you're going to want to write down is 3 feet equals 1 yard. 3 feet equals 1 yard. 5,280 feet, so 5,280 feet equals 1 mile. The abbreviation for mile is MI. The abbreviation for meters is M. So be very careful about that. If it did not help. So be very careful about that. The next guy that I would like to do, tuck my legs in. I'm serious about multipliers, man. I get serious about these things. All right, so the next one that we're going to do are I forgot one. 1 inch. That's a 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. This is when we're converting between like American units and metric units, okay? We want to get it down to inches and then we'll convert it into centimeters or vice versa. Okay. So with that said, this is why unit multipliers are important. Let's first back up and talk about this. 17 times 1 is 17. 3 times 1 is 3. -5 times 1 is -5. You catching on? We're allowed to multiply anything by 1. That's actually called the identity property of multiplication. But for right now, that's really important to know. Okay, then the next thing is 5 over 5 equals 1. 17 over 17 equals 1. -3 over -3 equals 1. All right, so we're allowed to put something on top, something on bottom, and as long as it's the same thing, that will equal 1. This is also important for dealing with unit multipliers. If you're following along at home, I'm on page 78, and the first example that we're going to do is, it says, use a unit multiplier to convert 420 feet to yards. 420 feet to yards. So this is what I always do, is write it down so I don't forget what I'm going to. The very first thing we're going to do is 420 feet. We are going to turn this into a fraction by putting it over 1. We're going to multiply. Now, again, we're allowed to multiply anything by 1. What I want to do is, I have feet upstairs here. I need to put it down here because I'm going to want to cancel those out. Cross this out, cross this out. And I'm allowed to do that if I have something upstairs and downstairs. From feet, I'm going up into yards. Okay? So this garbage here has to equal 1. So we know that in 1 yard, there are 3 feet. Now, sometimes you'll see people make a mistake and they'll do this. And they'll say, oh, 3 feet or 3 yards, 1 foot. So you got to always double check and be like, nope, 3 yards does not equal 1 foot. So be very careful that you're putting your numbers in the right location. So in 1 yard, we have 3 feet. Now, we have feet upstairs and downstairs. So let's cancel those units out. Let's get rid of them. Upstairs, I have 420. Downstairs, I have 3. And then my only remaining unit is this guy here, which is yards. Guys, you can totally just leave it like this. I know you know how to use a calculator. Just leave it like that for now, okay? So that was example number 1. Let's do example number 2. If you did want to convert this, by the way, do it on the calculator, you would end up with 140 yards. So you can leave it like this. I need to see at least this if you're gonna, and then you can convert it if you need to. Use 2 unit multipliers to convert 72 inches to feet. Oh, I'm sorry, use a unit multiplier to convert 72 inches to feet. Okay, so first things first, we always write it down like this. Then we take our 72 inches and we're gonna turn that into a fraction by putting it over 1. Now we're gonna multiply by something that equals 1. Notice that the inches are on top. They need to go on bottom over here. We're gonna go up 2 feet. So in 1 foot, there are 12 inches. These guys get to cancel out because this equals 1 now. Equals, upstairs I have 72, downstairs I have 12, and the only remaining unit I have is feet. Feet. So if we're going to do 72 divided by 12, we would end up with 6 feet, okay? But I need to see it like this and then like this. All right, so Let's try some other examples. Unit 3. Let's do 4.6. Let me help if I write this down. Example number 3. 4.6 miles, and remember MI is miles, to feet. We start by putting this over 1. So 4.6 miles over 1 times, now miles is upstairs here, it's got to go downstairs here, and in 1 mile there are 5280 feet. Okay, now let's go ahead and cancel out our units. Guys, now downstairs I have 1 times 1, which means it's all going to be over 1. At that point, we don't even really need to write that. Everything is going to be upstairs because we can put anything over 1. So upstairs, what I have is 4.6 times 5280. And the remaining unit that I have, feet. Feet. Okay, so if we've got that, if we did the math on that, we would end up with 24,288 feet. Okay. That was example 3. Example 4. Use a unit multiplier to convert 4 tons into pounds. Go back into your notes, guys, and in your notes, I want you to write 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. You can do LBS as the abbreviation, okay? I forgot to tell you that one at the beginning. So now we're going to do the problem. 4 tons, we put that over 1. We're going to multiply by something. Now tons is upstairs here. I need it downstairs here. Tons. And I'm going to go to pounds. So I'm going to do LBS. And in 1 ton, there is 2,000 or are 2,000 pounds. Okay. That means this cancels and this cancels. What I have now downstairs, I just have 1 times 1. So it's done. We don't have to do anything with that. Upstairs, I have 4 times 2,000, okay? And the unit that I have remaining is this guy. So I did 4 times 2,000, so 4 times 2,000, LBS, pounds. Excellent. All right, so let's see. All right, so guys, the practice problems are on page 80, about halfway down the page, A through E. Go ahead and pause the video, try those, and come on back. All right, you guys, so let's try those practice problems together. First things first, here are the answers. So check your work, see if you got those answers right, and if you did, great job. If not, pay attention and we'll keep going. Okay, so on this guy, let's try A. A says 412 feet to yards. 412 feet to yards. All right, so first things first, 412 feet over 1 times, now feet's up top here, so it needs to go down in the bottom here, that's feet, and then yards goes up here. We have 1 yard equals 3 feet. Let's cancel out the units that we have. We end up with upstairs 412, downstairs 3, and the remaining unit that we have is yard. All right, for B, we have 17,200 feet, 2 inches. Okay, so we have 17,200 feet over 1 times, we're going to need to multiply this by something that equals 1. Feet's upstairs, so we're going to put it downstairs here. Feet down to inches, right? And in 1 foot, we have 12 inches. Feet, let's do this. We get upstairs, we have 17,200 times 12. And the remaining unit that we have is inches. Downstairs, we have 1 times 1, which is 1, so we're good. I could put like over 1, but there's no point. Okay, so then let's do C. 412 feet to inches. 412 feet to inches. First things first, we're going to put this over 1. 412 feet over 1 times. We're going to put feet on the bottom here, inches up top here. Cancel these guys out. We have 12 inches in 1 foot. On the bottom, or on the top, we have 412 times 12, right? Inches is the remaining unit. Downstairs, we just have 1, so we're good. And then you can use a calculator to do that. I think that was, oh, I probably should have done that for B, I'm sorry. but you saw the answers at the beginning. So if I use a calculator, it's 4,944 inches. All right, D. I'm most worried about this part right here. I want that, I want to see that. So for D, we have 48 ounces. Oh, I probably should have told you this one. Ounces to LBS. Okay, so if we, let me just make sure I've got this right. So go back to your notes. You should write this one down. 16 ounces in 1 pound. Make sure that that one's down, okay? 16 ounces in 1 pound. So for D, we have 48 ounces, abbreviated OZ. And now there's fluid ounces and weight ounces. These are weight, dealing with weight, times 1 on the bottom. So we have ounces here. We're going to put ounces down here. We're going to put LBS up here because I want them to cancel out at the bottom. In 1 pound, there are 16 ounces. So we can go ahead and cancel those guys out. Now upstairs, I have 48. Downstairs, I have 16. And the remaining unit that I have is LBS. LBS. Now, if you do 48 divided by 16, you would end up with 3 pounds. 3 pounds. Again, guys, these unit multipliers, you're going to see these over and over again in algebra. And then if you go on to do things like physics or chemistry, super duper important. So if you don't understand it, speak up. It's good to figure this out now. So 40,000 pounds to tons. Okay, so we know that, oops, let's do this. 40,000 LBS over 1 times, we're going to do something here that this is going to be LBS down here, and this is going to be tons. In 1 ton, there are 2,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds. So I can get rid of those pounds now. I'm running out of room over here, so I'm going to write it down below. Upstairs, I have 40,000. Downstairs, I have 2,000. And the remaining unit that I have is tons. I don't know why I put those in parentheses. I just feeling the love for parentheses today. The remaining units that I have are tons, right? Tons. Well, I can reduce this fraction first before even doing the division, right? Get rid of those 3, get rid of those 3. I have 40 divided by 2. When we get that, we get 20 tons. 20 tons. All right, guys, if you have any questions, like I said, super important that you understand these, so let me know. Otherwise, we will see you on the next lesson. Thank you so much.